If Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump have these big victories, what would it mean for their ability to clinch the nomination at this stage of the race?
Yeah, it means two different things for the different parties because their systems are slightly different. So let's start with the Republicans. Donald Trump needs a really big win here. His campaign is kind of banking on clenching this nomination before the convention in Cleveland this summer. And in order to do that, he needs to win big in New York. Because of the New York rules, if you win more than 50%, you get all the at-large delegates. And if you win every congressional district, you get all those delegates too. So if he wins everywhere, he could get all the delegates. He's probably not going to. There's like 5 or so districts where he's a little bit weaker. But if he posts big numbers, that sets him on a pretty good path towards the nomination. He'll only need about 56% of the remaining delegates between now and June 7th. And that's not easy, but it's doable.
And what about for the Democratic side?
So the Democrats are in a position where neither Hillary Clinton nor Bernie Sanders, no matter what the outcome of the New York primary, neither can reach the majority of delegates that they need on just pledged delegates alone. I mean, they could, but if Clinton wins big here, even if Clinton wins huge in New York, which she's expected to win, but we'll see in the margin, she would still need something like 68% of the remaining delegates. And because of the way that the Democrats allocate their delegates proportionally, that's really hard to do. And so superdelegates, which are the kind of party leaders in all these states who get to vote freely for whomever they want, whoever can convince them really, no matter what, either of them are going to need to tap into that superdelegate. It's just the question is how many superdelegates you need at this point.
Right. Okay. So it is math here when it comes down to for these two frontrunners. I got to ask you about John Kasich. He's been campaigning hard in New York, but you got to wonder, what is he likely to achieve here?
Yeah, so the Kasich campaign has a strategy. There's no mathematical way they can reach the nomination before Cleveland. There's just not. And there's very, very little chance that he'll be able to clinch it on second ballot or maybe even third ballot. What he's counting on in Cleveland is a deadlock convention between Trump and Cruz and a number of delegates. As the voting goes on, more and more delegates get unbound. And so if Trump and Cruz are deadlocking and deadlocking and deadlocking, the Kasich campaign hopes to be there. And they're pitching very strongly now, just keep us in mind. Keep us in mind, and that's going to be their pitch is electability, and I can be the not compromise, but the alternative candidate to these two.